Welcome to the Goods from the Woods. My name is Rivers Langley.
I'm Sam Harder.
And I am Carter Glasscock.
And today we are joined by Kansas City legend, the destroyer of stages, our friend.
Ed Greer, guys.
Welcome
Hello.
back to the show, Ed. It's so good to see you.
0 calorie, sugar, tropical, 0 sugar, tropical 7-Up.
Oh, we're cruising into that life, baby. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was going to taste like the Sprite remix. It does not taste like that at all.
No, it tastes like a neutered pina colada or something. I don't know.
Well, that one's
No, it's weird. Yeah.
'Cause it tastes like a mixer, not like a standalone product.
You could drink this if you're into the pina colada flavor. There's
Yeah.
a peach on the
Lord
can.
knows I've been through stages of that.
Yeah, my Rupert Holmes phase and my Garth Brooks phase.
Yeah.
My two pina colada phases.
My cheeseburger in paradise divorced phase.
Key Largo, Montego. All right, yeah.
Hell yeah. No, it's a rebrand. They've had tropical for a long time. You just didn't notice it, but now they got a fancy can. So now it's their tropical coming out party, their luau, if you will. So
Yeah, I like when brands try to get away from their main. I like when Batman wears another suit besides the regular suit, like if he's fighting in the snow or something.
And he's saying this wearing a shirt where there's a Hulk with a red face and a Hulk with a green face.
We got a Harrison Ford and an Ed Norton.
Well,
One shirt.
Eric
girl got
Bana,
this.
I like to say.
Yeah, my girl got this for me, thinking that I would like it.
I like that.
Hey, I think he looks like he shops at Hot Topic as a 13-year-old. But I think that's how a lot of, that's what's cool these days.
Hey, man, I'm trying to stay youthful any way I can, any which way but loose.
My girlfriend never gets me clothes, but if they do, they're like a size too small, and I'm like, I'm getting the message.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. That's why I had to hit the Jimbo.
Oh, that doesn't fit you? Interesting.
It frames your tits nicely.
Oh, God. I did another podcast where we had good cameras on, and the angle is so bad. You could just see gut and tits and face.
I can
It's
see
just
myself
fucking
in-
awful.
I can see myself in River's bathroom mirror, and I hate it.
Yeah, but see,
hate it.
that's why I got this high up, so everybody's head looks really big, and then wide angle,
Check out the
shrinks it down.
That Was Wild podcast if you want to see me looking fat as shit.
That's Patreon content, though. You got to pay a little extra for that.
Yeah, that's like
Absolutely
when chicks
fat.
blur out their feet. You got to blur out your gut and tits and be like, "Hey, only on the Patreon, baby."
Well, the dude sent me the clips and was like, "Are these okay?" And I was like, "I can't say I look horrible. Don't post any of these because I'm too fat." You know,
You're gonna.
I could. I guess I could, but it'd be really
Yeah.
weird.
I like to think that I've been contributing like 3 years worth of before pictures and continue to do so.
Oh, dude, that's a great way to think about it, though. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just building up a big repertoire before pictures. The cut's gonna be insane. Just repeat that to yourself. The cut's gonna be insane.
Yeah.
And then get like one pro shot after picture and then just
Boom.
drop out of social media.
Yep.
I like to just stand in a profile in the mirror and just look at how much my gut hangs out.
Yeah.
If it's like starting to get more flat towards my body, I'm like, this is great. This is a great thing that's happening with my gut.
Do you put your hands behind your back like you're like in the Olympic medal ceremony?
I mean, I could, I guess. I've never tried that. I usually just stand.
I put my fist up.
I see.
Yeah.
That would be
my
the best
Olympic
way
ceremony.
to. Yeah.
What are you protesting your own dick?
No, I'm just fat folks. Yeah. Fat power.
Fat power.
Fat power. Fat the power. You know what I'm saying?
Fat power.
No, we got to bite the power.
Yeah, there we go.
Bite the power.
Oh,
We gotta bite the power with that bitch.
hell yeah.
With bite the power with some cheese. We got to bite the power.
Elvis, start eating peanut butter sandwiches on the toilet. John Wayne wasn't shit to me.
Actually, you would have to flip that because they were both fat guys. So Elvis was the hero to most, and he meant a lot to me because of all of the lard and banana sandwiches. He ate. John Wayne also, fat man who smoked.
Every time he reached, he strained. Motherfucking man, John Wayne.
Hell yeah.
I'm already sweating.
I was about to say we're
We started freestyling too early.
Yeah.
We normally wait till the end.
Pop my top. I already popped my top.
I'm gonna have to take off my jacket and reveal my Hot Topic Hulk shirt.
I think it's cool.
Let's be honest. I'm going to take it back. It looks like a Target Hulk shirt.
Yeah.
Jeez. please.
Damn, dude.
Damn.
Hey, well, I didn't buy it at Target because it's supposed to be boycotting because they,
That's true.
you know,
That's right.
They hate
Economic blackout.
Yeah, they hate-
I saw a guy with a Target bag on Friday, and I went up to him and said, "I should slit your fucking throat, fucker, you class traitor, motherfucker."
Costco, baby.
Yeah, they're not evil, right?
I don't know.
Hey,
Is that where you shop?
Well, Carly's mom got us a membership, which was very nice of her.
Hell
We haven't
yeah.
activated it yet because she's like, because it's in Burbank. But I'm like, dude, I don't want to
There's
fucking
one
shop
in-
at the Target
There's one in
anymore.
Atwater.
I was gonna say.
Is there one in
there's
Atwater?
Yeah, it's one like
Oh, we have no
okay.
excuse.
Come on.
Real quick rant. Okay, has your girlfriend done this bullshit? My girl goes, we haven't gone to Costco because I don't know if we bought all that big like stuff, if it would fit in our freezer. And I'm like, bitch, we'd make it work. Like, you know that we would do that. If I bought 47 fucking beautiful chicken breasts there, I'd figure out a
Beautiful. These things, sumptuous.
way. Sumptuous.
Look at these things.
Everyone has shit in their freezer that they could have thrown away months ago.
Dude.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, and that was her fucking rejoinder. She goes, well, actually, while you were gone to fucking see your mom in Georgia, I cleaned out the freezer. It's like, that ain't no perpetuity thing. Like,
I wasn't tied to that stuff.
we're gonna have to.
We need an empty freezer now.
Yeah,
the freezer just needs to be empty.
Right, but
Empty freezer syndrome.
If
We're
you cleaned
starting
it out,
over.
if you cleaned it out 2 months ago, that doesn't mean it's cleaned out now. There's something in there that was new then.
Also, they sell sizes that aren't like 50 chicken breasts.
But again, she's got it in her mind that like we're gonna be, Fred Flintstone going to the drive-in to get that Dino burger. Just gonna flip the fucking car over. She's got these boomer memories of what Costco is, and I'm like, bitch, they don't give you a coffin full of prime ribs and make you take it home on your back.
What are those like non-disclosed kitchens for places like secret
Ghost kitchen.
Ghost is your house going to turn into a ghost kitchen for like Tyson chicken?
It's like, oh fuck.
By the way, you could bury me in a coffin full of prime rib. That sounds fantastic.
Yeah, well, we just got to get those like Hunter fridges. That are like this was just for venison.
Oh, the deep freezer.
yeah, deep freezers,
Well,
dude.
it's like, I don't know. Sometimes you only get two hot pockets at the store. You go to Costco, you get 12. How are you going to fit that shit? That's 12 hot pockets.
Take them out the box.
Low key, we've gotten mature. We don't even. But I do remember those days though. That you get like a box of Jimmy Dean bullshit, a box of some other bullshit, and a box of some other bullshit. And they're like, oh, no space.
Yeah.
You have to bust them all out and put them in a plastic bag like cocaine.
See, I never had that. Actually, we always had a bunch of space. We had a separate freezer that we ended up getting at one point. Someone was just giving away a full freezer, like the type hunters use when they kill shit.
right.
Yeah,
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we had plenty of freezer room always.
Hell
Pretty
yeah.
sweet.
Yeah.
We were poor, but a freezer,
Well, I mean, like I said, I'm in LA as a poor person in a fucking shitbag apartment trying to save money to rent a shitbag house. So yeah, when I get a shitbag house, I'll get a fucking extra freezer. But right now we're dealing with one, and I know that it's enough though.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
right.
It's like a metaphor for my penis. It's big enough for us to get some stuff done. Just put the fucking shit in there.
My parents kept the deep freezer outside because there was no room for it anywhere else, and specifically referred to it as the redneck freezer. So that's just that's how it was because it was outside.
that's
So.
what they are.
Yep.
I think what's in ours right now is a loaf of bread that we were trying to keep fresh from like 6 months ago. Like there's definitely like whole like civilizations of germs that
Just
have become
waiting.
resistant to the cold that have like have mutated.
A freezer
dude,
full of extremophiles.
There's
Yeah.
a little baby Superman on there. It's like, someone has told me the giants will throw away the loaf. We must let baby bread L escape. You see a rocket come out of your fucking freezer one day.
It's like me like without a shirt on, just throwing their entire civilization in the trash and be like, fuck this. Time to get clean.
And it's like a Roland Emmerich movie on the bread.
The Rock and Nicolas Cage are flying a plane off of the fucking loaf of bread.
Jack Cusack's driving a limo, keeping pace with both of them. One's in a jet, one's in a helicopter. He's keeping pace in a limo some kind of way.
Julianne Moore is the president.
Oh, I guess I need to ask what normally is in your freezer.
Basically, like, I'll buy like a big stupid thing of chicken breast, like the ones that measure in feet. Like it'll be like this long.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'll buy one of those or two
Like
of those. Even.
you keep it in the styrofoam.
Yeah, it would be in the styrofoam, but then as soon as I get home, I like break it out and like put it
Okay.
in separate bags.
Okay, yeah.
So that I can have, portions. Portions. I gotta have portions.
Do you, how soon
How
from when you
small
get
is
them?
your freezer? What's wrong with now? I'm like, what's wrong with your girlfriend? I'm on your side completely.
Dude, she's always tripping. You remember when the fucking fires happened? I was like, okay. I gave her the Butch from Pulp Fiction speech. I was like, the rest of this shit can burn down. You get my Kim Jong-gi sketchbook. I got it from Korea, and Kim Jong-gi is dead. He's a luminary artist. Look him up. Kim Jong-gi sketchbook. My absolute authority, which is another comic book.
I swear, for a moment, I thought you were going to say my absolute vodka sign. You get my light up liquor sign.
Dude, she would want to keep that. But basically, and then I had I have the first appearance of Wolverine in Hulk 180, where he's a shadow, and I have the first appearance of Wolverine in Hulk 181, where you can see his full little glory with his little baby claws, and he's doing all this goofy shit.
Oh, wow.
And like, there's a first appearance of Wolverine, so I'm like, look, those 4 things, get those things for me, put them in a fucking bag, and leave, and don't die in the forest fire, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't know if I can get back in the closet to get those. It's a lot of stuff. Why are you giving me guff over this? I just told you it's the only thing I care about in the world. And she's like, well,
in the world, talking to your girlfriend. No, these comics are the only thing I care about. Okay, I'm with your girlfriend on this one. I'm going back and forth.
I didn't say make sure the fire is licking your face and then throw my comic books out of range and
you
then
don't
die.
live really near the fires,
Dude,
Yeah.
but that's what I'm saying. It was like she couldn't even mollify my concern by saying I would do it. Because then I would have been chilling. I would have been in Georgia thinking that it was all handled.
Yeah.
She couldn't even lie. She just had to tell me about how difficult it was going to be. And I was like, see, this is why we're not married.
She has issues with storage. I'm
Storage.
gathering.
Yeah, this is my house.
Everything comes back to storage.
Dude, my house is storage wars.
Well, it's time to continue our ongoing toxic relationship with low energy, folks. That's right. It's time for a championship throwdown. And
That was a hell of a segue. That was a hell of a segue.
cooking that one up for a second.
He was like vibrating. He had it going.
You fucking twisted me. I thought you were going to say energy drink. I really did until the last second. You got me.
That was good.
Well, Carter can't participate in the ungodly concoction this time because you've just had your mouth mouthified.
Yeah. I had my mouth looked over, shall we say. I had a fucking weird thing cut out of my cheek. And so it's nothing but like porridge for me.
Oh, well.
Just gruel and porridge.
The doctor said no creatine energy drinks
He said
with boner pill
he said
ingredients.
boner shakes, porridge, gruel, and then he said mashed taters, and then he pulled her out a big vat, and he was like, he said, pull out your hands. And I was, but this guy is good. This guy who operated on my mouth,
He's the best.
Well, he
The
doesn't.
best in the biz.
He doesn't take the normal doctor's office route. You know what I mean? Like he's got a car office, which is really good, and he really
The
clean.
Lincoln dentist.
He has a clean knife that he did it all with.
The Lincoln dentist.
Yeah, the Lincoln dentist.
That's hilarious.
Open wide.
You're seeing stars. Just open that cocksucker up a little bit more. He kept calling it that, which was a little disconcerting.
I'm calling my mouth a cocksucker. I'm just talking about things that may be.
Things that are, and things that may be, and things that will never be again. It was disconcerting. So I can't. He's like no zippy drinks. That's what he was telling me. He's like no drinks that give you pep.
Oh, well, Ed, tell the folks what we got for them today.
Wait, what? We got
an oxymoron right here.
Liquid ice.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's what you're missing out on. 2 forms of matter, bitch.
Oh God.
Liquid ice Arctic berry flavor.
Yeah. So shout out to our friends Alexis and Ian from the Violet Wanderers podcast. They sent me that. straight from the manufacturer. So Alexis works in
I was gonna say, do they
the
work?
canning industry.
Okay.
This is like hot off the line.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Or cold off the line.
cold off the line, as it were. Yes, exactly.
4 seconds for being dumped into international waters. Just at the last minute.
And I got to say, the past couple of weeks with these energy drinks has been frankly thrilling, with the revelation of the last one being seemingly part of a multi-layered Russian shell operation. And the
A multi-level marketing scheme.
no,
That-
this
that-
is just straight up some guy trying to hide his assets
Like
from.
the dude from Honora made the
Yes, straight up. Yeah. That's the next scene after the credits roll as he walks into the Gorilla energy drink factory. But and then the previous week, of course, First Form found out that a guy said that he could beat a woman cop to death, and then the police sent back all of the money that he donates to them every week. So yeah, and so this week I was just like, hell yeah, and I looked it up. Nothing. Not a goddamn thing. The only thing that's like somewhat notable about this is that their website says that basically they're advertising straight up that this is a mixer. Like,
Okay.
so this comes out in 2003 after the advent of Red Bull vodka became a popular
2003?
thing.
How have I never fucking heard of this before?
I feel like I have
don't
heard
know.
of this before.
Of liquid ice. It looks like
It's one of those names that's so generic. Maybe
Right.
I have heard it and I just
Right.
completely forgot.
I think I was mistaking it with dry ice.
we're gonna drink dry ice.
It's like, isn't that CO2?
Yeah, we're gonna drink.
My doctor said I can't drink dry ice.
Yeah,
so
doctor
you guys
didn't
go
say,
for it.
Doctor didn't say shit about dry ice.
Just put it under your tongue.
This logo looks like one of those air fresheners that you buy and is just way too fucking powerful.
Oh,
Yeah,
Arctic ice.
yeah.
It looks
Yeah,
like
Arctic ice is that's poison.
Yeah.
What was that show? It looks like a graphic from like Reboot, like one of those shows from the 90s,
yeah.
you know?
And they
Classic.
the first 2 seconds of 3D animation. Like, let's make this.
Yeah, like let's make
Yeah.
a lightning bolt that's also a laser.
Let's go ahead and crack this bad boy. By the way, full sugar in this thing, boys.
Oh yeah, that's why I took the 0 sugar.
That's why you took that instead of water.
Strategy, dude.
Water was never an option. Let's be honest.
Yeah, that's true. I had to special
It
order
makes sense if it's intended to be a mixer that it has a very bright
It
color.
is straight up blue popsicle, Otter
Windex.
Pop, Windex fucking blue. That is
Dude,
wild.
hillbilly part of me is like, that looks good.
Wait a minute, y'all. Your pee don't look like that.
Yo,
Sometimes the hillbilly part of you is spitting facts.
Yeah.
That's all I can think
I'll tell
right
you,
now.
I'll tell you what.
Those seats recline. Why don't you go gargle a little bit of this?
Go gargle a little bit of this blue dick juice. Excuse me. Sorry, them pain meds making me
Easy.
say crazy
Easy.
things.
Okay,
Right,
so
let's give it a little
it
sniff.
smells like super cheap kind of fruit punch.
Smells like the Otter Pop. Like you
Yeah.
ever cut those things open and then
For sure.
one's melted and it spills everywhere. It smells just like the melted ass blue Otter Pop.
So like flavoring.
It has a twang to the end of it,
Yeah,
though.
I'm gonna give
Let's
it a little
see.
swirl.
Yeah, I can get some air in that thing, dude.
Oh, it tastes fucking horrible. Holy fuck, it's bad. It's really bad.
right, let me-
It's just sour.
Ah! Oh God.
Let me see.
Let it present itself to you.
Yeah.
If you take a smaller sip, it's not as heinous.
Oh yeah, that's what I did. That's what I'm.
Yeah.
So smart.
Smarter
Get a
than
mouth-
you
get a
guys are
mouthful of-
chugging this
was smart.
insanity.
Yeah, it is. It's incredibly sour.
You know, yeah. It's like if you had that.
Oh, yeah.
those syrup pumps
Yeah.
that would
Yeah.
pump out like a blueberry,
Yeah.
a fake blueberry flavor.
Yeah, that second one was like a Sour Patch Kid that had crawled across the wastelands.
if you were to use this as a mixer, the like cheap vodka or whatever you're using would cover up how bad this is.
Well, let's test that. I know Sam's not interested, but Ed, you want a little nip?
All right, let's do it.
Whoa.
okay. I mean,
that's all
I respect
they.
this.
That's all they say on the website is that like they have an entire section that's like mixology.
Are you going to have a little bit of the sacrament?
Of course.
There you go.
I mean, it sucks.
It'd be
so-
weird to bring out the bottle
Yeah.
and not.
Only make the guests drink.
A little nip.
Trying to get fucked up,
Yeah.
bro.
Trying to get fucked up,
Bro,
bro.
hey,
Blue
that-
shit.
I'll tell you what,
Cheers.
that thing goes as long as that bottle does. Help yourself to another, and if you like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rivers dosed up his drink heavy.
Oh yeah.
Again, if I didn't have these
He had a heavy
goddamn
pour.
antibiotics,
You gotta
I'd be right
less-
there with you.
I got a splash.
Yeah, Rivers
Oh, I
is trying
mean,
to get shit
you can put more in there. I was just being. You know.
be responsible.
I was trying to
It's like
adjust for the amount of liquid that's in the cup.
The one,
versus,
Right.
the one time that for the befouled drink segment, I can't drink. I can't have any of this.
This is a-
this is rotten, dude.
Yeah, this is like the ninth circle of hell for you.
Like Rivers is drinking.
Damn.
I'm like, my antibiotics. I really shouldn't.
I poured a heavy one, boys. I'm not gonna
You
lie.
did. When you were pouring it, I was like, God damn,
that was
Rivers.
enthusiastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Dude, it is 150,000 times better.
Wow.
Well,
That's
you put
crazy.
in rum, right?
Yeah, it's
that's
supposed to
pretty
be-
sugary too.
Yeah, it's supposed to be vodka, but
Oh
whatever.
yeah, it like
The
cuts
rum.
that tang, that katana like tang.
as I suspected.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely 100% right.
Wow.
That's what always happens with shitty sodas when you mix them with. You'll be like, this 7-Up Tropical's actually pretty great. You know?
I mean, somebody introduced me to like Diet Coke and like some kind of Bacardi or some kind of bullshit rum. And it was so fucking good. I was
Ooh,
like,
yeah.
it cuts that nasty aftertaste of the Diet Coke and puts a little sugar to the alcohol. Oh fuck! Dude, last time I got really fucked up, it was on some pussy drink like that. I was just slamming. I'm like, boy, this is great.
That's every time for me.
What's your go-to hard liquor there, Ed?
Honestly, man, I think I might be a rum guy. I try to be a whiskey guy.
Okay.
And it didn't really work out. You know?
Right, yeah.
That's a rough drunk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And I think my dad was a whiskey drunk, so it just fucked me up. Like
Yeah.
it's like if your dad is Godzilla, you're not trying to install butane lighters in your mouth.
Not trying to do the thing.
Yeah, I'm not trying to do this.
You're like, those flames have fucked up so many cities. I
right.
can't also do that.
I can't also do that.
So many cities and parts of the garage.
The website says whether you're a longtime fan or just discovering liquid ice for the first time, we invite you to become a part of our ever-growing community. I'm like, that's a fun way to describe alcoholism.
Yeah, it's a community.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're never alone. When you got Sailor Jerry riding shotgun.
Dude, when you work at a place that has more than one regular at a bar and they feel like it's a community.
Oh,
It
yeah,
is.
dude, what's with this Cheers shit? Like Cheers would be so depressing if it was real.
Oh, like so many of them would die.
Have you
like,
ever worked
dead.
at a bar? It is depressing.
Dude, everyone I've worked at is like, there's like a little community of regulars, and then as soon as you quit that bar, you like have to remind them, it's like, I don't owe you shit anymore. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I'm giving the drink itself fucking 0.5. It is dog shit. With the rum, that's climbing right up to like a 3.
I was like, it might help it if you had another one there, Rivers.
This is one of those things that if I wanted an energy drink and they only had this, I probably would just not buy it.
Yeah,
It's like that. It's that bad.
It's pretty bad.
0.5. I'm giving it a 0.4. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go one lower.
That's fair.
But you know what? This I like this segment because it makes me appreciate Monster Energy drink. Like it's straight.
What
it's-
color?
It's a bland. You know what? I go for straight Satan's original. That green,
wow.
that green Hulk one.
Wow,
I
that's hardcore.
I just fucking get that one with the pop top fucking the can that they kept the frozen man in or whatever.
Screw top.
the screw top, so they could.
Screw top is hardcore.
They sell that because I think they can skirt the laws of the caffeine in the drink because they're like,
Yep.
no, this is multiple servings.
Resyllable, yeah.
Yeah, dude, and I've never saved some
Why
Monster.
would you?
Who the fuck?
That shit, the cap is worse than a plastic cap on a bottle, so
Right.
that doesn't keep any of the carbonation.
Who are these people who don't slam a whole monster and get nuts in the trailer park? Who are these people?
Have you beaten your wife on Monster Energy drink? It's crazy.
You don't want to stop.
She's on this part of the trailer. She's on the other part of the trailer. She's everywhere.
My favorite flavor is what they call me, White Monster.
I woke up in a high school, but I wasn't drunk.
Oh, man.
Dude, if this apartment ever does burn down, and I hope it doesn't, but if it does, and you're trapped up here, Rivers, I really hope you're not. hope you're out
I
inside.
got a
and safe.
balcony.
But if you're trapped, I hope that the last thing you make is you pour up some rum in that pussy drink on top of your shelf, and you have a rum and pussy as you go.
Yeah, dude. Just as
Hell
you
yeah.
burn, as your flesh melts away, you're just like, fantastic.
Yeah, well, I mean, this came all the way from Indiana. That came all the way from the United Kingdom. These are like one time only type deals. So
Right.
even if I wanted more, I don't
Special
know.
occasion,
Special occasion.
a bris or something.
Yeah. I don't know where the fuck you would have to go to get liquid ice because until Alexis sent that to me, I'd never heard of it. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, that
And
was-
I get both of us go into convenience stores looking for weird energy drinks.
Oh
now.
yeah. Oh,
I can't help it.
yeah. Oh, I go to convenience stores
No, wait.
specifically.
So
Wait,
the fact that we've never seen this is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, you connoisseur scoffed at my monster. So what is your monster? What is
The Rio Punch.
Rio Punch?
Of
Yeah.
Monster, I like the Ruby Red. That one's
Oh,
good.
yeah, that one's pretty good.
And
They have a strawberry one, right?
strawberry one's the new blue Hawaiian is quite good. It tastes like the ocean water from Sonic.
All right,
Yeah.
all right. I'll check that out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with you. I like the OG Monster.
I mean, it just it has no illusions
Right.
about what it is. Like, I am jet fuel for the destruction of the human spirit, and I'm just gonna fucking jump in your body now. It doesn't. It's not trying to be fruity or
Yeah,
anything.
there is
like
no
that.
fruit that is
There's no
me.
natural flavors to it. It's just
I
like
am Monster Juice.
I want to look up how much caffeine is in one of the big ones.
just like Godzilla took a piss.
Yeah.
They fucking nations fought over the lake that was made of Godzilla piss. United States won, and then we just started dipping cans in it and sending it out. Like, it's got no illusions.
And having people play Call of Duty on it.
Yep. Fuck yeah.
Dude, I got serious about Call of Duty over COVID, dude.
Oh,
I was saying that last night in the apartment. I was just like, being like, dude, I got for real about it over COVID. I was just like, dude, and I was like trying to come up with this tragic backstory. I was like, dude, because like, my dad, he passed during COVID. What got me through that was probably Black Ops.
zombie Black Ops.
Dude, zombie mode, fucking, I was going fucking ham on that shit.
Dude, that would be a funny ass documentary. Like all the different people that pick those games is like, yeah, I don't usually voice chat because people call me names, but I really like to jump in there and get racist with the rest of the guys.
Just do the monster changing thing, changing the voice thing.
Okay, so I just found it's 240, by the way. The amount
God
of
damn,
the
okay.
milligrams in a giant monster thing. And I found this. How have we never found a caffeineinformer.com before? That seems like a website that is right up our alley.
Seems like a lot of blurbs would be showing up.
I'm gonna snitch on your speedy ass.
Caffeine Informer.
Wait, how much is a lot? You said 240 mil.
I mean,
Well,
a lot is 300.
Ghost energy drink has 200 and Bang has 300.
Yeah, it's even with the.
So it's like the ghost pepper. It's like
it's
the ghost drink is-
it's hot, but it's
just
not
the
the
hot
hottest.
ones from energy drinks. Everybody's just getting fucking. Like fucking Beavis used to get back in the day.
Yeah, yeah.
In an episode.
Cornholio.
And the dude's still trying to ask questions so like, existentially, what do you feel your work means to the American
Yeah.
people?
asking Dean Norris. And then the last one is ghost pepper. Fucking lose your mind drink.
Oh, God.
I was trying to
Big
think of the
ass-
most random celebrity.
Big ass teeth are just chattering.
What the fuck's in this last one? It's ghost pepper drink.
Oh,
that
Rivers,
either-
we got to find some of these.
Whoa,
Either
what do we
that
got?
camera, that camera, that camera.
Yeah, plug. What you gotta do? Stream Breaking Bad. It's been on Netflix for like 10 years.
Fuck, it's been on TV and it pays all my bills.
Just keep watching it. Oh.
I am the great Dean Holio.
You ever had your shit pushed?
Okay, so this is the highest thing on Caffeine Informer, and this is insane. 12 fluid ounces, Hyde Extreme, 400 milligrams.
God damn! What
and
is
12 ounces?
What's it called?
Hyde Extreme.
I think you just
Dr.
gave. I think you
Jekyll
just
and Mr. Hyde.
like
I think you just
Mr. Hyde.
gave Rivers the white whale for himself now.
Yeah.
Also, update from last week. We covered the Five Finger Death Punch song "Jekyll and Hyde," and when I was putting the episode together, I found out that song was released exclusively, and I did not know this before I picked it, from MonsterEnergy.com.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, I'm living it now, folks, even when I'm not trying to. I had a little story I wanted to share with you guys. This is from Westport Marina in Washington. So this happened February 8th. There is a boat, an 84-foot long, $8 million commercial fishing trawler called the Jamie Marie. It was docked at Westport, just off the coast of Aberdeen, Washington. And the crew of the vessel was on board, and they were asleep when around 9 a.m. they were woken up by their new captain, a guy named Joshua Stedman, 42 years old. And the crew on the boat, they were newer, and they didn't recognize him, but they didn't argue. They just kind of figured he was an alternate operator, someone sent by the real captain. Stedman told the crew that it was time to set sail. Anchors away, me boys. So, we wake up, and it's like, hey, time to go.
Yeah.
And, they're all new guys. All right, whatever. So Stedman made his way to the pilot
No one
house.
likes that first day of camp.
Yeah. Stedman made his way to the pilot house, started up the boat, and began piloting the vessel out of Grays Harbor. And he was just about to cross into the Pacific Ocean when the crew began to suspect something was wrong.
No, not something wrong.
Stedman wasn't talking about fishing or the blue of the mighty deep or the gold of God's great sun. No, he was babbling incoherently about his impending meeting at sea with the Chinese mothership.
Wait. The mothership.
The mothership. Yeah. So the crazy part is, like, he was able to successfully start up an 84-foot boat and pilot it almost out to sea.
Talk about faking it till you make it.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I be a captain? Look at my eye patch.
Dude, this needs to go into the L.A. Bible.
Hell yeah, dude.
This is the parable of what's this guy's name?
Stedman. Josh Stedman.
This is the Stedman principle.
Yeah.
Make it till you make it.
Yeah. And
Catch them while they're sleepy.
Yeah.
be insane. Catch them while they're sleepy. But yeah, so the crew decided, they better call the real captain of the boat just to make sure, because this guy's just behind the wheel of a fucking ship, just going, "Yes, the Chinese mothership is upon us. Yes, just tooting along."
So 6 of them pile into a bunk and they're like calling the guy, and like he puts it on speaker. He's like, "Hello,
Ahoy! How can I help ye?
hey, sorry to bother you. We trust that you sent a replacement, but
What? What the fuck? The captain confirmed their worst fears. The subject driving had no reason to be on the boat, let alone operating it, and the crew realized that they had just been kidnapped by a madman.
This is why they shouldn't be selling those boat simulator games. Right. Crazy people play them all day, and they're like, "Yeah, I could definitely drive a boat."
too much wave race for this guy.
Wait, do they have like the flight simulator, but it's a boat?
They have to.
It's like
have to.
Captain Phillips the game.
It's the most boring game.
They have
my
a
God.
fucking power wash simulator. They have a lawnmower simulator.
Yeah.
Imagine a boat simulator where you're just driving across the Pacific Ocean.
I mean,
Just-
they have a fucking semi-truck
Yeah.
simulator where you just literally drive across the country.
yeah, but that's at least like stuff to see potentially. The ocean is just a flat line.
It's not the actual country. You're just
No.
driving through a road.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I would do that if there was like GTA style where I could like murder people and
Yeah, but it's
face
also,
certain consequences, like have my own Smoking the Bandit every now and again.
Yeah.
Oh, you meant with the truck one. I was saying with the boat
Yeah.
one, it's like that would be cool, but the ocean's big. It's like hard to hit somebody
Right.
from
That's
that
what I'm
distance.
saying. Yeah, with the truck thing, like
Yeah.
but when you got to zhuzh it up, be like, "Hey, we got a kraken over here." Throw you a couple krakens every now and again. You gotta surf it, and then occasionally there's this unfatigable wave that like killed the fucking perfect
Poseidon.
storm guys.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Poseidon wave.
you run into this Kobayashi Maru or something with this fucking with the fucking perfect storm wave, and press X rapidly to send a message to your girlfriend or whatever while you're dying.
There's got to be like a press X rapidly to stave off insanity.
Yeah. Press X for a ship to shore.
R2 and L1 for equilibrium.
Like just a lot of 5-finger fillet.
Yeah.
So wait, why don't they overpower him immediately?
Well, so the police and the Shanghai crew members eventually compelled Stedman to turn the boat around and return to port. And I was like, come on. Do you want to meet the Chinese mothership or not, Josh?
Is it just the one guy who's leading them astray?
Yeah, so this guy walks on the boat. They all wake up and are like, they think he's the captain. He's able to get the boat out of port. So they're like, he obviously knows what he's doing. And then he starts babbling about the Chinese mothership. And they're like, so they call the captain. And then it says that they compelled him. So I don't know if that means they tackled him and made him do it, or did they just talked him down. But apparently the crew and the police, they called the harbor cops and they got on the phone with him. So he did turn around. The imposter skipper was arrested and found to be in possession of $4,000 cash and a large quantity of individually wrapped and packaged baggies of marijuana. So
Crazy people love weed too.
yeah, that's true.
He was gonna slang weed to the Chinese.
Yeah.
Board that mothership.
The perfect crime. Yeah.
Y'all stopped him. Now there's some Chinese aliens in the middle of the ocean.
How many bags?
Without
wait,
no weed.
does
What
say
if it
how
was
many
like just?
bags?
What if it was like the Chinese version of Joe Rogan's Club that's just out in the middle of the sea?
Dude.
It says a large quantity.
Okay.
So
A large
He just
quantity.
has a bunch of eighths on him.
yeah.
You know?
And then where all the crazy people got all the cash? I wish the fuck I could put my hands on 4,000 liquid right now.
Yeah.
God damn.
Well, you got,
That's probably every cent he has.
Maybe it was like a pill of the week thing. Like it was like I smoke this amount each day. I have it sectioned off.
Well,
Yeah.
you could probably figure out how long he would think that he was going to be at sea based on the amount of weed he smokes every day and how much he brought with him, because
Oh,
it
that's
takes a
a good
while to
point,
get to
too.
China, so he needs to keep himself
As the old adage goes.
yes, he needs to keep himself on the high seas, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah. It was later learned that Stedman had boarded another large vessel before the Jamie Marie.
Wait, so he had done that before?
Yeah, so earlier that day, like it says in the early morning hours, so at like 1 a.m., he jumped on another boat and he managed to start the main engines of this other boat and was attempting to rally the crew for a trip to sea.
Come on, don't you want to see the Chinese
I
mothership?
love a crazy guy
glorious.
cranks the engines up and is running around the hallways like, boys, awake! We're going out to
Yo,
sea.
you guys want to smoke a blunt? Go around to the boat.
I think I got enough. Maybe 1 or 2 blunts. What have this 400 pounds? Of this shit? 1 or 2 blunts between 4 of us fellas.
Get some shit done.
This other crew ran him off the boat, but did not report the activity of that heist until the Jamie Murray situation was already playing out. So they heard on, I guess, the harbor radio that he had stolen a boat, and they're like, oh, yeah, there was a guy last night. Oh, we forgot to mention that a crazy guy started the engines of our boat and ran around trying to get everybody to go to sea with him. Probably should have said something to somebody.
Well, that's drunken sailor activity.
That's true.
Come
Yeah.
on.
And
Right.
it says it was early morning hours, too, so that's probably a good assumption that they were all drunk on rum,
Well, dude, speaking of which, I got that little bit of nip in here, and then I put my fucking tropical 7-Up
I saw you
inside
do
of
it.
liquid ice.
Uh-oh, is it hidden?
Woo, baby.
Yeah.
All right.
Chemical concoction more than the alcohol, obviously. You know what I'm saying? That splash of alky ain't doing nothing, but this mutagenic properties of this other shit. I'm about to turn into a lizard, dog.
I was gonna say, dude.
I'm gonna climb up the walls, fight Spider Man.
What'd you guys get up to this week? Anything fun besides your mouth operation, Carter?
Anything more fun than that?
Yeah.
Jeez. I had the flu right before that.
Oh yeah,
that was fun.
I've been in bed for like fucking 2 weeks straight.
hell yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I've been drinking a lot, like eating a lot of like I was telling you, I've been eating a lot of like non-solid foods for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And my poos have been very soft.
All right. Good update.
Good update. Any comment on that, or is that just the full story?
I'm trying to think of others. Oh, I watched the Oscars. That was the first time I left the house was to go watch the Oscars at Carly's friend's house.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I got to act in a commercial.
Hey,
Nice.
Nice.
All right.
And yeah, so it's been a whirlwind. And like I said, if anyone wants these pain meds, just hit me up on the chirp.
Okay. Yeah.
And I can give you a pretty reasonable price for them.
Hell yeah.
You know,
Black Ops and Dan-Dans, baby.
I mean, we got screaming wee-wees and all the stuff. It's all the stuff that kids want. So I read on Reddit. So
I don't remember what drug it was exactly, but I got my wisdom teeth taken out, and a pillhead friend of mine was like, dude, do the pills they give you, do they say Dan on one side? I was like, yeah, actually. And he's like, do they say Dan on the other side too? I was like, yeah. He's like, dude, those are Dan-Dans, man. I was like, what if they just say Dan? Are they no good then? But
Regular old buck ass Dans.
Yeah.
But you got the Dan.
our pillhead listeners, please reach out. What the hell are Dan-Dans? They gave them to me for my wisdom teeth. So,
did you hold on to your fun pills after?
oh yeah, of course. Oh,
Yeah.
those just ran out like maybe like 5 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Ever just recreationally in a
Well, no, it's just
quiet
like-
moment, just take a handful of those?
No, it was like if no, just if I had any pain for any reason, or like when you have the flu and you have like the aches, that was a good time to eat a fucking Dan.
Yeah. I had the flu recently, not COVID.
Oh wow,
And,
good.
I did what any responsible 38-year-old would do is not stave off sleep and play Nintendo Switch.
Good.
Black Ops, baby.
Dude, I was playing Disco Elysium. It was pretty sick. Very story heavy, dude.
Very story heavy. I love that.
What about you, Ed? Anything fun this week?
No, not really, dude. I mean, I did some shows. I did a Don't Tell. That was, like I said, it was really fun. I love the gig and everything, but like that first couple minutes as a black comic in Crackerville, where you just have to like, you have to establish that yes, I am highly assimilated, and yet I'm going to say things that make you mad.
Yeah.
So let me just get all that out there. Let me figure it out. I'll start with a story about how I used to skateboard or whatever the fuck. You know,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
try to build that bridge before I start fucking hitting them with rocks. So that was fun. And then yeah, dude.
Where was it?
It was in Laguna Hills.
Oh, oh my God! I wasn't ready for the deepness of Crackerville. That I was expecting, Bakersfield or something, but no. Goddamn, yeah.
I went down there, and it's wild that like all these places in LA, they're like Laguna Niguel, Laguna Hills, all these places, like there's no Mexicans there. They don't even allow them to be there.
Yeah.
It's like this is the most Mexican sounding place, and you can't be here. Sorry. It's like a fucking hip hop club with a big black bouncer outside, and then all you go inside, and everybody's David Cross. They're just
With a puka shell necklace.
yeah, they're just like, let me say something about a nigga like me. Never should have been let out the penitentiary. Yeah. He's got like a whole blue suit on. But like, yeah, so like that was that. But I've been trying to read a lot. I'm trying to read like books and shit. I found the Libby app. And I think I talked about it on this podcast, podcast before.
Uh-huh.
But I love the Libby app.
Oh yeah, they got documentaries and shit on there too.
I mean, and there's this thing called Kino or some shit like that where you can like get movies and stuff. And then the Libby, there's unlimited magazines on there. You could just like go find, whatever, Fangoria from 1988 and read that if you want to.
Yeah.
It's like an 80s movie when they went to the microfiche and they was looking up shit. That's what it's like. You could just go on there and look at all the stuff. But like, it is funny when you try to get anything popular on there though. Like every Stephen King book, if you can get a Stephen King book on there, it's because that book was shitty and everybody knows it's shitty and don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Like it might as well not exist. You know what I mean?
You got anything fun this week, Sam?
I tried to stream, or I successfully streamed. I tried to ride a metro bike around with the tripod and camera in the basket, but there was no way it was going to happen without it falling over and breaking my phone. So just like Rivers just dropped his mic, that was what was going to happen. That's what was going to happen.
I'm gonna need to feel sobriety test your ass right now.
So,
You can't drive this podcast, River.
That's right, dude. I'm gonna need you to go from M to Z backwards.
No one can do that. That's a crazy thing.
Well, then
to
you're
ask.
fucking drunk.
Yeah.
I think, and then I had to end the stream early because I was going to a local wrestling show.
Oh, yeah.
The AFA 1 year anniversary.
Oh, sweet.
It was a lot. It's like it's a organization that has a lot of gay people and women.
Okay.
Woke wrestling. Horrible. No, it's it's
Ruining
good.
the business.
It was fun. It was fun. It was way too long. If you go to local wrestling shows as a comedian, you are like, oh my god, the parallels between a comedy show and a local wrestling show are like, they're almost identical. It's like
The two long things.
way too many people booked, and also for like the same reason, because they think like each comic or each wrestler is going to bring a certain amount of people out. So like if I book a lot of people, there's going to be more people there, which is true.
Yeah.
Right.
But through the night, it's so long that people end up, being like, okay, I saw my friend wrestle, I'm going home. And then the really good wrestlers come out at the end and the crowd's all tired and half gone. And they're just like, we're over this, even though you're the most interesting people on the card.
Dude, my buddy was telling me the same thing about like punk shows, or whatever, indie rock shows. And he was saying that like he was on this show and there was like 7 bands booked, and that the first 2, and the person who booked it was like in their 20s, and the first band or 2 like dropped out, and they're like scrambling to find someone to replace them. It's like, just fucking do the show and let's just be done early. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to go until fucking 1 a.m. It's already starting at 6.
Yeah, that's a thing here. Just there's so many people who want to get up on shows and perform that it's hard to accommodate them all. And when you try to, sometimes it's at the expense of the quality of the show.
I was gonna say, I wish it was for benevolent reasons like that. Other than but everyone's got to get their shot up there.
It was a fun show. Don't get me wrong, but I just noticed like, the parallels of booking a different type of live event with comedy. They're there. They're definitely there.
Okay, do they have a big butt exclusively luchadora stuff? Like girls jumping around,
There is a thing called
butts on each other.
Lucha
That's it.
Vavoom.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that I would go fuck with that. If you get some tickets to that or whatever, sign me up.
Is it butt? is it butt centered? Like it's.
I just seen some clips on the internet, and it just seems like really delightful.
There's better places for
Are they
you
like-
to see
are they like
big
talking
booty
with-
Latinas.
Are they
I
like
think.
talking with their asses like Ace Ventura style? at each other?
Like that's a character. It's like, oh, Asalonias.
Hasta la vista.
Well, I guess now I'm obliged to ask Rivers, what did you do this week? How did trivia go?
Trivia was good. It was me and my roommate, film critic extraordinaire Ian, holding it down. We got second, just 2-man wrecking crew.
That's good.
So hey,
That's good.
not too bad. But no, I was going to say I hit something that must be some sort of sad revelation, which is that maybe about a month and a half ago we tried the Bitch Slap energy drink that I found at the East Side Deli, and it turns
I
out
remember this.
I've been going there. Their prosciutto sandwich, the prosciutto, is so good. I've been hitting them up like once a week for one of those, and every time I
Got a
go,
good fucking prosciutto sandwich.
it's like the prosciutto. Yeah, absolutely.
Is that prosciutto?
I got the best prosciutto in the fucking LA.
Come on, what am I supposed to do? I got a good fucking prosciutto sandwich there.
What about the mozzarella?
fresh mozzarella prosciutto with the basil and the balsamic glaze. It's a fucking perfect sandwich. I've been eating it at least once a week since we recorded that, and every time
That's a regimen.
and every time I go in, I've been getting the Bitch Slap energy drink, because the Bitch Slap, which by the way, fellas, if anybody wants stickers, they
It says
they
Bitch
give
Slap.
they give these stickers to us.
I'm sure they give these away for free.
yeah. And then, of course, we have the one that vaguely looks like the Toten Cop from the SS.
It definitely is the Nazi lightning bolt.
yeah, absolutely. But no, I was going to say, they're out of Bitch Slap. and they haven't reordered, and that means I drank all of it.
Damn.
Because it's been.
Wasn't it not good?
I like it. Tasted like lemon lime Gatorade, but carbonated.
Oh yeah,
It's
I remember.
Fucking.
It wasn't. Yeah,
I loved it.
Have you
And-
made peace with the fact that when you are seen approaching the place, they're like, "Dude, bitch slap guy's coming in."
I think so.
Bitch slap prosciutto is coming.
Yeah. Prosciutto, extra prosciutto, bitch slap.
How about some liquid ice and a nice minestrone?
But all I'm saying is that I have probably some memo has come down to the good people at Bitch Slap that like, man, they're selling a lot of these, and it's just me. It's strictly just
like
me.
Somebody's looking at their sales quarter numbers, and they're like, "Look at this one location."
Yeah.
they're trying to figure out what that location is doing, and it's just you.
It's just me, and I've just been slowly whittling away at the fridge. There's one line of them, and now it's gone. So
Okay, well, let me ask you this: have you sheepishly requested they order more yet?
no, but I mean, I won't hesitate.
Yeah, I mean, you should. You should just to see if they'll do it.
Yeah. Well, they keep giving me the stickers every time I get one, so obviously they're keeping them stickered up. So.
Yeah, maybe they're
As they give you the stickers and you turn and you like leave the store, they like loosen their grip on the gun that was in their pocket. Like, oh my god, we made it through another day without bitch slap man losing his mind.
I will say I am the least crazy person in that place because it is.
Yeah, but it's always the person you don't expect. Though.
You always think that,
No,
Reefer.
well,
the
no.
craziest person always walks in and like, yeah, I'm the least crazy person here.
They're just putting that baseball bat back down under the
Every
counter. Like, oh.
schizophrenic thinks.
Yeah, you didn't let me finish.
I know, I'm just messing with
I know. I
you.
am. Yeah, because it is all cops that go into that place. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Never
So once again, I am the least crazy person in there.
No, dude, that happened to me at fuck. What was that? What's that restaurant? It's like a fucking. It's Mexican, but not really. It's like kind of schmancy. You got to go in.
Chipotle?
There's a counter. No, not Chipotle.
Cilantro.
This is like a sit down place.
Yeah, it's like a sit down place.
It's not Carrabba's. It's not
Like
Baja for Chewy's.
One of those places. Anyway, so I go in there and literally like one.
No
cop
more,
comes.
no more rum on the podcast.
I know, right? I
guys.
can't remember the name.
I love
but
it.
like,
I love it.
I go in there and like one cop comes in, then like four kind of fat dudes in like dress shirts come in and sit down. So they're cops too.
Yeah.
And then another guy comes in, and next thing you know, like the whole place was big booty Latin chicks, which I like, and cops, which I do not. And it was like this perfect storm of like just everybody in there. And then they started playing country. Dude, I swear to God, they started playing bullshit country when those fucking cops came in.
Oh,
course
I need
they
a
are.
dirt road, muddy
like-
lake.
We
Yep.
are American here. Don't call ICE about anything.
Yep. On a cold winter's night. No, actually, that's funny. Like, no fucking country songs take place in the winter. It's
No.
all like, I'm down by the lake on a big swinging tire.
It was a beautiful summer night.
Yeah.
It's like every one of them.
Because they got to open up the back of their trucks and sit on that back thing. And just be like, I'm on the back thing of the truck. I don't know what the truck bed thing is, baby.
Yeah, the last
There
one-
was a 60% chance of rain.
the last country song with inclement weather was Thunder Rolls, and that's about wife beating. So got to move away from that.
Oh, what a metaphor. Thunder rolls. The thunder's going to roll up on your ass.
Yeah. Bitch, you know what happens when there's a low pressure system?
And the Garth does strike. Bam, bam, bam. Go make me a sandwich. Do it in the middle of the night.
Ain't no such thing as being tired when you're a good wife.
What do you mean that it's too late? Well, my brain ain't stopped thinking.
It's supposed to be sunny tomorrow. That's your good luck.
This is when it rains. When it rains and the sun's out, the
Devil's beating his wife.
beating his wife. Yeah, it's like, but what's the weather like when
never
I'm
heard
beating
that.
you?
There's a high wind chill factor.
That's the devil beating his wife.
You never heard that?
No.
You never heard that old wives' tale? As they're known? I've ever, it's like the
didn't know-
angels are bowling. I remember hearing that.
I'm
one.
gonna be like, I didn't know the devil was married.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah,
The
he is.
devil would get hoes. What are we talking about?
I mean, he wouldn't have to tie himself down.
But
All the hoes end up in hell, anyways. According to
think-
what I've read.
I think
Yeah.
all hoes go to heaven. Personally.
The devil is Polly.
Okay.
He's super
Yeah,
That would
Polly.
make so much sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's got 10 circles, you know. He's got to have one on every ring, right?
Yep,
he has
there
10
you go.
buttholes.
Yeah.
I think we solved it.
Yeah, that's it.
Holy shit. Yeah, so anyway, I've drank Eastside Deli out of Bitch Slap officially, folks. That's my update.
It's very sad.
Yeah.
I should write a country song about that.
Yeah, that's right.
Man, out of bitch.
Better get my drink. Are you gonna feel the strike of my hand? Domestic abuse country is such a hot market right now. It's a red hot
These are
market.
all unreleased Jelly Roll songs. Let's be honest.
Okay, yeah, dude. Okay, maybe I could take this opportunity to ask you guys, where did the white dude with too many fucking tattoos on his face that is all of a sudden super famous come from? Like where's
Jelly Roll?
Jelly Roll.
all of them? That dude. There's a dude. who
Post
sings-
Malone,
Post
Post
Malone.
Malone. That dude, and there's one.
MGK.
There's a guy named Jimmy Twins or some bullshit.
Teddy Swims.
Teddy Swims.
Yes,
Jimmy Twins.
Teddy fucking Swims. That's what you're talking about. Oh, I know Teddy Swims.
Hey,
All right.
Teddy, I heard Teddy Swims bought a prosciutto sandwich.
Yeah.
Drink on the bitch slap.
I got an order for some guy named Teddy Swims.
Well, what happened with Jelly Roll, legitimately, is he used to be a white guy who just full on tried to act black, had cornrows, talked about selling drugs and gang stuff, wasn't popping off being the white guy with cornrows talking about the gang stuff. Imagine that.
Oh, imagine that. Whoa.
And so I think at the same time, a kind of country trap, actual country
Yeah,
music with
yeah.
trap drums is becoming more
But
popular.
it's a pipeline. The whole face tattoo to singer songwriter.
I mean, not really. 'cause
Post Malone kind of.
Oh yeah, he popularized
trailblazed that, yeah.
But he was just ripping off Lil Wayne and all the guys who came before him. Post
sure.
Malone's like the biggest
Well,
fraud.
Post Malone is like, what if Lil Wayne and Miley Cyrus were the same thing?
I love the video of Post Malone on the Breakfast Club with his cornrows, being like, "Nah, this is the way I talk, dog. This is just how I grew up." And now he's just like, "I wear camo every day and I drink Bud Light."
Hey, hold on there. I got to get this fishing pole out of my ass.
That's Kid Rocking Out right there.
Yeah, dude. No, but but I'm just saying, like, I understand where that comes from, but I don't like get it. But and a lot of black people, I tell you guys, it's my job to come and tell you what black Twitter.
Yes, please.
yes.
Black Twitter is saying that is like an archetype, like Miley Cyrus. Miley Cyrus comes out, she's singing a lot of pop songs that have a lot of hip hop drums and shit in them, and then she just transitions like, I don't want to fuck with that anymore. And then a lot of white people like kind of flock to you secondarily, like they'll listen to your song where you're singing about Jay-Z and shit, but then when you start going like, in the Alabama night, the whole bunch of people like just come out like into Ghost when the demons came out of the toilet or whatever. Like a whole bunch of new white fans come out like, hey, it looks like she's getting away from that negrified garbage.
Yeah, welcome back to the fold.
Yeah. Welcome back.
I know exactly what this is.
Yeah, what is it?
It's that white people in America are so racist that they look at rap music and go, "That's not my kind of music." Like, I may like that artist, but I don't like that kind of music. And I may like that song, but that kind of music isn't for me. It's not intended for me. So that's why you see rappers, and black rappers too, who don't really use the N-word or talk about slang stuff a lot. White people love that shit.
Yep.
Because they can say every word. They don't have to worry
Yeah.
about like, am I racist for this? Or
Yeah,
da, da, da.
yeah.
And they don't have to be like, what's a Philly blunt? Or just
Yeah.
anything that's like normal that a white person, like a sheltered white person
Yeah.
wouldn't understand. Just shit like that. And it makes a tremendous difference because some people are like, oh, that black music, they talk bad about women, they talk they talk about killing and drugs, and they don't want that. But if Jelly Roll comes out and he's like, I'm so sad because I was a pillhead, like, I just associate with this,
Right,
Yeah.
right. So it's basically like it's putting a white face on the classic dysfunction that makes music good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like yeah, because like I was looking at like that Post Malone, he used to sing to some really hard ass beats, and that's like totally gone gone away because I don't need that anymore. I got my entree through the black back door,
Right.
and you
Yeah.
can walk out through the white front door.
Yeah. Sure.
You know what I mean? And it's just a phenomenon.
Well, it's the definition of it. Like what Jelly
Just
Roll.
be embraced by the open arms of country mediocrity.
Well, what happened with Jelly Roll is the definition of selling out. He was trying to do his own thing the way he actually was, realized it wasn't working, and then was like, what is working?
Right.
Oh, the thing that I do, the face tattoo and country music, yeah, I'll just do that.
Right, and I feel like there's a lot of people who feel like owe a debt to like Lil Nas X for like because like it was that was the,
Shabuzi. You talking about Shabuzi?
well that was the Old Town Road song, which like nobody it's like a cultural artifact now.
Yeah.
That was a hard ass trap beat with country themes,
Right.
and now it's like every other fucking song I see some fucking like a lesbian in a polo with a fucking truck. Walking around talking about like, yeah, I was in the creek and they were sucking my dick and then I did. And there's like a brown guitar, but there's this hard ass trap beat, and I'm like, you motherfuckers, send Little Nas X a check. You guys.
It's worth noting that during the past, I mean, since the mid 80s, country music has been this low key money fountain.
Yeah.
And nobody talks about it, but you know who buys records? Country fans.
Yeah.
You know who listens to the radio more? It's country fans.
Yeah.
These are people to be marketed to. And
I mean, there's a reason why Nashville is like Music City and runs on one genre of music pretty much.
yeah, well, there's a lot of Nashville's always had that history of just having a lot of very competent studio musicians.
There's like session players.
living
There's
there
tons of session
that
players.
can do anything. And now because there's so much music that's being made digitally,
Right, but that they have to get employed to play bass on Carrie Underwood's "Have a Very Trumpy Christmas" or some shit.
exactly.
You know?
Dude, I mean, just imagine those sessions though. It's just like fucking like, hey man, I could lay down that Carrie Underwood track. Boom, 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 boom. All right, good, we got that done. All right, now that dude that sings Mo Bamba, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do a whole country track. Play that. And like, some dude's perfectly playing fucking Mo Bamba on the fucking bass. For like a regular instrument song. I mean, that's fucking crazy.
Well,
Well, it's also
there's been this trap influence in country music going back to like the mid 2010s, I would say, with that fucking guy Colt Ford, and so and Florida Georgia Line incorporated hip hop stuff. I feel like the Little Nas X moment was basically like, how far can we push this thing? Would you
Right.
actually tolerate a real black guy?
Yeah.
And the answer
Yeah.
was yes. So now it opened up that lane for a bunch of rappers to be like, what about this? These people buy records. These people listen to the radio. This is a shitload of money
And,
no one's touched.
So that's why everybody, I mean, because I was trying to figure out, besides regular racism, regular unleaded racism, why does everybody hate the Cowboy Carter thing? But it's like, okay, you went from your genre, which is dying, which is R&B. Nobody sings about love anymore. Nobody gives a fuck. They hardly care about hip hop as far as buying it.
Right.
They'll consume it, but they won't buy it. Country music, you can actually make money.
It's a fucking
so they're just like
fortune.
So like a bunch of country people felt like they had all the fucking buffalo left in America, and here come these Negroes throwing, shooting arrows at them.
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute, Cowboy Carter, you killed 5 more buffaloes.
Oh yeah, it's one of those things when we do in the summertime we'll do those 2 parts where we analyze a year in its entirety, and I'll go through and look at the numbers of music, and it's like, let's say it's 1997, you're like, oh yeah, that was Spice Girls, that was Oasis, and then you look at the numbers, you're like, Garth
Brooks.
fucking Brooks
Fuck yeah.
smoked everybody.
Yeah.
So it was just a matter of time before somebody realized like that's the lane to be playing in if you're
Trying to make money?
you're trying to make a shit ton of money.
Hip hop became pop music, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
And then pop music gets involved with country. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Or the opposite.
Well, like live band music, the most popular
That
form
too.
of it became
Well,
country.
I mean, but it's always been funny, the juxtaposition, because it's like, I just thinking like that Shabuzi song that's so big, it's just like Tipsy by fucking fuck rich
Everybody
boy
in the
selling
car
crack.
get Tipsy. Yeah.
What-
throw some D's on it.
Yeah, throw some D's on that bitch. Whoever that guy was. Like,
I want to say chameleon.
throw some D's
That
on
was
that
Rich
bitch.
Boy.
Rich
Yeah,
boy,
rich boy.
yeah,
Rich
okay,
boy
yeah.
selling crack. But anyway, it's just like
Some
but
D's on that bitch.
any rap song you could country up.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's
yeah. And they
And Jaquan's getting paid big off Shabuzi, hopefully.
Oh yeah, hopefully.
He fucking ripped off his chorus completely. They had to
Yeah.
pay fucking Trinidad James for Don't Believe Me, Just Watch. They gotta have to pay Jaquan
Yeah.
for that shit.
Throw some D's on that bitch. Throw some 25s on that bitch. We're going mudding.
I
Rolling
instantly
down the street, smoking Nando, sipping on gin and juice.
Dude, that's a big cover. That the country
The
cover.
Gourds. Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
huge.
Austin, Texas.
Oh, there is a cover of it then.
No, it's huge.
Oh, yeah. It's
I'm an idiot.
It's huge.
Yeah.
No, they love that. No, you're tapping into the zeitgeist.
yeah, of 1997.
Yeah, that seems like a pretty old one to
and
reference.
again, white people who are like, I don't feel comfortable listening to rap, but I kind of like the beat. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
And if a white person does it, I'm a lot
Well,
more
see-
comfortable with liking it.
If I overhear it at a Ruby Tuesdays, even better.
I would respect this white interloper shit on hip hop if they would just cover more introspective songs, like "Warning" by Biggie. Like, who the fuck is this? Wait to me at 5:46 in the morning, cracking on in them yawning.
Well, they can
In the
never.
New York state of mind.
Concrete jungle, wet dream, tomato.
If
I'm ringing
you
like a cheetah with forks up in his ass, and
Life's a bitch and then you die. That's why we puff like, because you never know when you're going to go.
one
yeah,
of,
see that I love more of that stuff.
one of the biggest injustices is the white acoustic covers of hip hop songs on YouTube.
Oh, dude, it
And
was
they
a
just
crime.
take the worst fucking shit possible, and then white people who hate black people and rap music are like, I love this version.
Right,
When you
right.
take all the black and the rap
then-
out, I love it.
And then they get mad when we steal like that one bitch's song, like "Making my way downtown." I mean,
Yeah.
way downtown, shooting dudes. I'ma cap you up. That's like, they hate when we do that because it's like denigrating their stuff. But they could take like "Fight the Power" and make it a country, thing. I love John Wayne because I'm hyped because I'm amped.
1,000 Miles by Vanessa Carlton is the sound of like a white person egg being fertilized. Making my way downtown.
Just a sperm going
Yeah,
to the
just like fucking JD Vance like swimming through someone's dick.
I could fall into the sky.
Do you think time? I love being white. Oh.
Dude, I want black people to start doing more of that shit. Like, fucking, just make a black hip hop version of "Where Have All the Cowboys Gone."
Hell yeah,
hard-ass
dude.
beat.
Yeah, yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
But you have to dance like Paula Cole. You have to do the,
Oh yeah,
the soy bomb dance.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Are you getting ready in your fussy Chevy? Why don't we go sit down in the shade? Take shots on my front porch, the dandelion sun scorching. Like a glass of cold lemonade, I will do the laundry. If you pay all the bills, where's my John Wayne? Where's my John Wayne? Where's my Perry song? Where's my happy ending? Where have all the cowboys gone?
I wanted to share a little story from history, Ed. I said up top, Kansas City superstar Ed Greer is here, and I was going to share a story about another Kansas City guy, briefly a Kansas City guy, more associated with the state of Kansas, but he did get his education in Kansas City. This is Philip C. Smith writing for the National Library of Medicine, and I wanted to cover that now because that seems like a thing RFK will make go away soon.
yeah.
So I feel like this is my last chance to read this.
What do you mean? I'm gonna make it go?
Have you seen the guy who talks about pizza rolls as RFK?
It's the middle of the night. Don't tell Cheryl, but I like to indulge in pizza rolls. I like to squeeze all the shit out of them like a psycho. And then I eat it.
It's disturbing.
is he talking about dogs or pizza rolls?
Yeah. Well, no, he's doing it in the video. He's got the fork and the pizza rolls, and he's just narrating it into the camera, and it's making such a horrible smacking noise into the mic too. Just
Oh god.
Those things are disgusting. Even as a child, I knew they were disgusting when I was eating them.
that's why you don't look at them.
Yeah.
That's why you blindfold yourself and just eat them out of the bag.
Oh, this is Body by Pizza Roll. For me right now.
Eat them
Nothing
out of
but
the bag.
nutrients. Nothing but net nutrients.
bite the power, baby.
Yeah, bite the power.
Got 3 or 4 hoses of pizza rolls.
You didn't tell me they were this hot. I burned my fucking mouth.
Gotta get oral surgery.
John Romulus Brinkley is the guy we're talking about.
Nice.
He was born in 1885 in rural Appalachia in North Carolina and raised in a poor home by his uncle because both of his parents died when he was early. And in 1907, he got interested in medicine and he created a medicine show with his first wife. So this was where he sold, snake oil, essentially, and went around. During the medicine show, Brinkley learned 2 key lessons from the experience. One, and tell me if any of this sounds pertinent to today, connecting with an audience by appealing to both their values and their fears. And 2, the power of criticizing mainstream doctors as self-interested.
Yeah.
So, just in case you thought we were ever different at any point as a society, this
Fuck
guy,
experts, y'all.
bingo. So
All these Faucis and what have you.
I love that when they're like, "Don't trust doctors. Trust me, another doctor."
But one with showmanship.
Well, I don't know when this was written, but I suspect it was written in the 90s based on this. It says this technique worked well in the early 20th century. I'm like, you're not ready for COVID era, motherfucker. So when mainstream medical treatments had a little more scientific support than remedies being hawked at shows like his. And after a brief period on the medicine show circuit, he moved to Chicago and began studying medicine, but ended up having to drop out and run from creditors for several years with his wife. And it was during that itinerant period that he worked briefly with goats in a slaughterhouse,
That's nice.
where he was fascinated by the animal and their apparent immunity to human diseases.
Just coughing in their faces before he cuts their heads off.
Yeah.
Well, that's not where my mind went.
Speaking of which,
this fucking thing won't get syphilis. What would I do?
This thing loves when I sex it.
When I sex it.
so deeming his first wife unfit for a life on the run from creditors, he separated from her and married a second woman named Minnie Talitha, but did not bother getting divorced from the first wife. So now he's married to 2 women and he's really fascinated by goats. And eventually he makes his way to Kansas City, where he goes to a notorious diploma mill called Eclectic Medical College of Kansas City.
Well, that's where I graduated. I don't know why we're disparaging my alma mater.
EMCKC.
Yeah, EMCKC. Also, how about my medical college not be eclectic? Let's just focus on one thing, please.
Right.
Isn't there a Simpsons joke? What's the doctor in the Simpsons?
Oh, Dr. Nick.
Dr. Nick's upstairs medical school.
Yes. Yeah.
Someone goes to get their license there.
Right. Well, it's like Saul Goodman went to like the American University of Samoa. Like it's a completely made up thing. So yeah, he gets his fake degree from there, and after getting the fake degree, he soon arrived in Milford, Kansas, in 1917 after answering a newspaper ad from the town seeking a family physician for that rural community, and he was hired and began practicing as the town doctor. So they're just like open call anybody that's got a medical degree, and he's like, I got one. And
Hey, that's like how those little towns would be like, "Hey, are you a headliner?" And then
Yeah.
everybody goes, "Oh, yeah, of course I am."
I have multiple hours.
absolutely.
of utter gibberish that no one laughs at. But I got hours of it though.
Hey, Seattle, come see me on May 11th. But
Expert plug.
hell yeah.
Killing on the segues today.
I'm telling you,
Hey.
I'm on the roller coaster, and there's
look.
He's on them performance enhancers.
he's got
Well,
that cheddar soup going through.
I asked Rivers what he does when he gets drunk, and he says he gets boastful.
That's
And
right.
that's what's happening.
Absolutely. So after he arrives, this is during the Spanish flu outbreak, and apparently he was pretty competent at administering care for that. But also, he had his practice sort of veer in a strange direction. And that's when he was consulted by an elderly farmer who was having trouble fathering a child. And having earlier perceived goats as a wellspring of health and virility, Brinkley offered a unique solution.
Goat boy.
Would that it were so simple. He would implant the testes of a goat into a man's balls surgically as a means of restoring his vitality.
Wow.
So the OG Viagra right into. So he takes the goat's balls out and puts
Wait,
it
on top of his man
on
balls?
top. So he just is like basically his theory is
So is a nutsack hanging off of a nutsack? Or?
no, it goes. He takes the nuts out of the goat's balls, opens up your ball sack, and just sticks them in there and sews it back up shut.
Owie.
And his concept is that the human tissue will absorb the goat tissue, and you'll be able to father a child well into your dotage.
Come again.
Yeah. This
You're gonna
is the
come, goat come.
This
You're
is
gonna
the-
come.
Yeah. Well, you know, goats come in quarts. We all know that. Everyone knows that.
Every time I come, I produce a quart.
you produce a quart.
The farmer was apparently thrilled with the results of the operation for reasons not specified.
I ain't never had balls this big, Doc.
All my prayers have been answered.
Answered.
He must have had a ton of excess ball skin. Like you can make the bat thing. Like
They fucking say that when you get a boner pill, half of it's just mental. You know,
Yeah.
you just the idea that you can get a boner.
You're like,
in your
I'm
head
fixed
is
now.
like, yeah, exactly, and that's what happened with this guy. I'm thinking,
Yeah.
So, news of the miraculous treatment traveled fast through Milford, generating a second patient, William Stitsworth, who requested not just that the goat gland operation be performed on himself, but also putting goat ovaries into his wife.
all right, pretty scary stuff.
and when people are like, "Why should I trust doctors?" Because coming up with your own ideas is bad. You shouldn't come up with your own medical procedures. You should consult a doctor, and a real one.
Well, wait till you hear this. Within a year, William Stitsworth and his wife birthed a son fittingly named Billy.
Wow.
I see what you did there, Stitsworth.
Brinkley performed this operation on several more patients, reportedly to unanimous positive reviews. And at the height of his practice in Milford, he charged $750, which is about $10,000 in today's money for each xenotransplantation surgery, is what he called it.
Are we reading like tabloids from the fucking 20s right now? Because this doesn't seem like it can be real at all. It seems like this would kill people.
Yeah, well, so basically what was going on was anytime there was some complication with it, sexual dysfunction was just never discussed in any way ever. So there's not a whole lot of reports of people like getting this infection. They would just go to another doctor and be like, get it out of me, essentially, and then just never tell anyone. Because they didn't want to know, they didn't want them to know they were, infertile or whatever. And no, very much not. This is a real guy, and this happened
Jesus
a lot
Christ.
because he's about to become very important in other avenues here. But
He didn't just put goat balls on people.
we wouldn't be talking about him right now.
but yeah, there's a picture that was in the newspaper. That's him and,
God,
and
look at
Billy.
what in the Indiana Jones villain.
He looks like he just opened the ark. But yeah, so
Baby boy. Sorry. I was trying to find somewhere to fit that in there. Just like they tried to find somewhere to fit those goat balls on top of that. Real man balls.
Hey, wouldn't have no problem with my sack.
I'll tell you what, I'm all sack.
Sack over here.
Like a fucking marsupial over here.
Shoot.
So, in response to early successes, Brinkley hired an advertising consultant to disseminate information on his procedure to newspapers around the country. And the story caught the attention of a number of prominent men, including J.J. Tobias, the chancellor of University of Chicago Law School, who traveled to Milford for Brinkley's procedure. So, the head of Chicago's law school was like, yeah, cut him open. And so he reports that everything went well, and then he said, this is his quote: "I was played out. I was an old man, but I went to Milford. I underwent Dr. Brinkley's operation. 4 days later, the headaches disappeared, and 7 days later, I left the hospital feeling 25 years younger, and I seem to grow younger every day." Wow. So this is an academic leaving this guy's fucking crazy practice and being like, yes, the freakish thing he did to me
This is
great.
like an academic you see on Aliens.
Yes,
though.
yeah, well-
it's not like an academic where you fucking trust him.
That's the thing. He's from the law school. So it's like you don't know anything about physiology. Also intrigued by Brinkley's treatment was Harry Chandler, owner of both the Los Angeles Times and that city's first radio station, KHJ. So the founder of the LA Times, this is fucked. He invited Brinkley to LA to operate on one of his editors. So he didn't want to do it himself, but he was like, yeah, fix my guy's dick. You fix my guy's dick, I'm going to write a positive write-up. He did indeed. He expressed his gratitude by extolling the virtue of the operation in print, and the rave reviews brought Brinkley a torrent of new patients, notoriety, and money, which enabled him to build his own hospital in Milford. In 1922...
I'd like humongous nuts, too.
Yeah. So he gets massively popular because in 1922, he published a book devoted to his procedure in which he claimed that today I am able to announce to the world without mincing words that the right method has been found. I am daily transplanting animal glands into human bodies and that these transplanted glands continue to function as live tissue in the human body. So that's his theory, is that he's sewing it in there and your body's just like, ooh, great.
So let's see. Generation born around the 20s that are half goat.
Yeah. Yeah. Someone listening, your granddad did this almost unquestionably. So his California trip also introduced him to the radio. As we mentioned, Harry Chandler had the first radio station, and then when he went back to Kansas, he founded his own radio station, KFKB, which quickly became the most popular station in America owing to his programming. So this guy is now, he started with goat balls. Now he's becoming a radio pioneer.
Yeah, everyone's got to start somewhere.
I love this list. The station featured a mixture of country music, comedy, poetry reading, French lessons, astrological forecast, storytelling, Hawaiian songs, market news, weather reports,
Screaming.
military bands, orchestras,
Diarrhea, headaches.
and gospel preaching. So you could almost say this is the everything app.
I now understand why there's genre-specific radio stations.
Right, because this would be fucking crazy to listen to.
I mean, if it was like, I would listen to it. Maybe you want to turn on some French lessons in the car.
Yeah. So rural folk were attracted to the station for its variety programming, but also for the twice daily medical talks hosted by Brinkley himself, and they were called the Medical Question Box, in which he discussed health issues and promoted his hospitals and procedures. He variously cajoled, shamed, and appealed to men's egos and to their desire to be more sexually potent. So this is now a bro podcast.
Tired of jizzing like a girl?
This is a Blue Chew ad. Yeah. This is a Blue Chew ad on Joe Rogan now.
You want thick, gloopy jizz?
This was also the first time anyone in America had ever heard sex discussed in any way on the radio.
Oh,
so it's
the
also
people are,
Loveline.
Jacking off to this.
Yeah,
shit.
because no one's ever said any of this shit on the air, and he's just being probably very clinical about it. But people are like, more Brinkley, more.
Yeah. They were just thirsty for knowledge, Slam.
Yeah.
That's true.
The radio program brought thousands of listeners to his hospital, and at this point he started traveling the world in search of honorary degrees from various universities, and he actually got a bunch, although the American Medical Association, which is now coming down on his shit pretty hard at this point, they called Mussolini himself, and Mussolini took back his degree that he got when he stopped at a university in Italy.
Oh, Mussolini.
So that's this guy, Mussolini, is like, not so fast.
Well, this guy's crimes never cease.
Yeah. When Mussolini's like, oh, actually, I want that degree back. You seem kind of fucked.
What if you're listening to the erotica, aka medical science sex part, and someone walks in and they're like, what are you doing? Or do you try to be like, I was trying to listen to the French lessons?
Like, is it 3 or is it 2? I don't recall.
So he never stops promoting like flim-flam snake oil medicine, and he starts talking about his fake medicines and encourages his listeners to self-diagnose and self-treat their illnesses.
Good thing that behavior didn't come back a
It's
century
crazy
later.
reading this now. You're just like, oh my fucking God, it's RFK, it's Joe Rogan, it's ivermectin.
It's WebMD.
It's WebMD.
It's every single person using WebMD to diagnose anything.
So mainstream medicine, as we mentioned, took note and began raising concerns about Brinkley. And as his fame increased, so did the scrutiny of his practice at the time. California tried to arrest Brinkley for practicing medicine without a medical education, but he was friends with the governor of Kansas, who refused to extradite him.
I got friends in low places.
The thunder rolls.
Yeah. Nevertheless, journalists at the Kansas City Star seized on the story of Brinkley's questionable practices and began publishing the experiences of dissatisfied patients. So now
we're getting the truth.
Veneer's starting to crack a little bit. Meanwhile, Morris Fishbane, who is the editor
I
of...
don't like my goat nuts.
It turns out...
They itch.
It's like crazy.
It turns out this is fucking horrifying.
It's really bad. It's really bad. I thought it was good, but it's bad.
You ever wake up in your barn eating a goddamn can in the middle of the night? That's what happened to me out of these goat nuts.
These goat nuts got me gone.
I'll eat anything, Doc.
So the editor of the Journal of American Medical Association, his name is Morris Fishbane, and he attacked Brinkley by describing him in an editorial as a charlatan of the rankest sort, whose radio station was being used to victimize people and enrich himself.
Who amongst us hasn't weathered such criticism?
So medical societies in Kansas took up Fishbane's cause and began proceedings to revoke his medical license. He responded with screeds on his radio station that promised to produce 10 happy patients for every unhappy one in the medical societies. So now he's Alex Jones. Now they're attacking me, folks.
And he's like, okay, so there are people who got fucked up. I will admit to that, but more people didn't.
Yeah, Sandy Hook did happen, okay? I didn't say that it didn't. He cycles through every single right-wing guy at some point in the story.
The OG, the archetype.
Oh, yeah. So in 1930, he was finally brought before Kansas's Medical Review Board on 11 charges, including misrepresentation of his educational credentials. And he was eventually had his medical license revoked in 1930. Even so, that was not the end of his enterprise, because he still had associates at hospitals that he owned continuing to perform gonad goat surgery. So he got his medical license taken, but it's like, yeah, you got to get all of these doctors I've hired to install goat balls.
Yeah.
So many Kansans trusted him more than the outside journalists, broadcasters, and the medical establishment who were attacking him. So it's like the proof is in the pudding that I'm right. It's like, it means I'm over the target, folks. That's the thing Alex Jones always says. He's like, that's why they're attacking me. I'm over the target. Like, no, you're just a fucking moron. 5 days after the medical board revoked his license, he announced his candidacy for the governor of Kansas.
Hell yeah.
Of course.
He's doing them all. He does every one of them. And at that point, he ran on a platform as a write-in candidate.
It's not just that this guy hasn't been famous in America over and over and over again.
Yeah, no, it's just like 20 versions of it. He contains multitudes. He is Alex Jones. He is Elon Musk. He's Trump. He's a fucking, he's every...
He's the American dream.
He's every crypto fucking con man. It's incredible. They're all contained in this one person.
Let me workshop his fucking catchphrase for his,
yeah.
It takes balls to vote for Brinkley.
Lots of them.
Yeah.
Of every kind. So he ran on a platform of fearlessness, independence, and sympathy for the masses, designed to appeal to those disaffected by the Great Depression. His campaign for working men's compensation, child labor amendment, and free health care for the poor, that later got kind of swallowed up by Franklin Roosevelt a couple of years later. So he predates Roosevelt by 2 years, and he's running on this borderline socialist kind of populism or whatever. And he was a write-in candidate, and he came in third, but some historians think he actually won the election because the state attorney general invalidated any write-ins that weren't specifically written J.R. Brinkley. So if you wrote John Brinkley, they didn't count it. And they said that's about 50,000 votes, which would have made him the governor of Kansas if they had counted all the votes they threw out. So they actually did do him dirty. Which is so there's
But they
That's
did
because he's over the target.
he's
man.
over the target. And
but they did everyone else clean.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, absolutely. But also, it's like, they scammed me out of the election, folks. The fucking 1930 election is a scam.
So we might be part goat.
I mean, yeah.
Dude, the balls it took for them to fuck me up.
The sheer cojones.
I'm going to inspect myself later.
Yeah.
I'm going to take an extra close look at the sack and see if there's possibly goat in there.
I'm trying to shine some lights through my balls. You're at fucking Home Depot. What kind of lumens do I need? Shine through my balls.
Stretch that old bad boy over a flashlight.
Call it a Kaiser blade.
So shortly after losing his medical license, his radio license was also revoked, forcing the station off the air in February of 1931. After losing the radio station, he went to Mexico because he wanted to build a new radio station across the border where the FCC couldn't fuck with him.
Okay, does he still do French lessons?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He starts XER in Villa Cuna across the river from Del Rio, Texas. And he cranks that fucker up to 500,000 watts, which can easily reach over most of North America. Wow. So just for, if you don't know radio stuff, I worked at a college radio station with 3,000 watts, and that was able to be heard in about 6 counties. Now think 500,000 watts.
Wow.
So this was the most powerful commercial radio station in the world, broadcasting from the Texas border just on the inside of Mexico, so the FCC couldn't fuck with them. So all of America can now hear this.
Wow.
I didn't know that was possible.
Oh yeah, on a cold night especially, like if the ionosphere is not vibrating super hot because of the sun, you can hear that shit out, over up to the Rockies.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So they used to call his radio station, by the way, the Border Blaster. So this was heard.
Taco Bell menu item.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I get a border blaster and a goat balls surprise?
You're on to order off the dollar menu. So he moves to Del Rio full time and he's practicing in Texas, but then going to Mexico to do his radio shit, which is just across the river. So no big deal. At the height of his success in Del Rio, he was worth $12 million, which is about $223 million today. Jesus. And he had 3 yachts, which is funny because it's like Del Rio is like 4.5 hours from Corpus Christi, which is the nearest coast, where you're just like, why do you need fucking that many yachts? But anyway, he had a 16-cylinder Cadillac, diamond rings, and an estate with giant fountains illuminated with his name and electric lights. So
how very Papa John of him.
Yeah. So you drive into his estate, there's just fountains, and it just says Brinkley in huge lights. So just imagine like the Hollywood sign, but it says Brinkley.
There's a descendant of his that is living high off of this goat ball hog.
Well,
there's got to be a Nepo baby that is benefiting from this.
They eventually get it all,
okay.
As you'll see. But
so he does ruin his family.
Yes.
So around 1933, he quietly changed his medical focus to the prostate, which he commonly called that troublesome old cockleburr.
Wow.
I love the Dr. Seuss ass way to describe your prostate. So he traded in implanting goat testes for a procedure similar to a vasectomy. And afterwards, he would inject his patients with something he called Formula 1020. And upon further analysis, that was found to just be diluted solution with blue dye. So he would give you a vasectomy. He's like, that'll help your prostate. And then he just shot you up with water, basically.
With liquid ice.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's funny.
It better be like shot you up with like WD-40. Yeah, your jizz will come out faster now. You're just going to rifle out of there.
Fast and voluminous.
So after more attacks from Fishbane and the AMA, Brinkley decided to sue for libel, which proved disastrous. In that trial, Fishbane's attorney forced Brinkley to admit that he knew the goat gland operation did not and could not rejuvenate a man by itself, and that advertisements claiming the ability to do so were false. So he actually got cross-examined by a lawyer who knew what he was doing and was like, oh, fuck, I actually have to admit that this is hokum. They went on to say that he's the foremost money-making surgeon in the world because he had sense enough to know the weaknesses of human nature and gall enough to make $1 million out of it.
Wow.
So the jury returned a verdict in favor of Fishbane, and his attorneys appealed. They end up losing that, and the result is immediate and devastating. He got $3 million in damages that he had to pay to Fishbane and the AMA, and his Mexican radio station was soon confiscated by the government. So at some point, Mexico was like, hey, wait, what are they doing? And no, we can't do that. And in 1941, he declared bankruptcy. He got sued again, lost again, and died May 26, 1942, having never been held legally accountable for his actions in spite of amassing a fortune.
Until the end, dude.
Hell yeah, dude. He's buried in Memphis. In 2017, the bronze eagle atop his grave was cut off and stolen, which shout out to whoever did that. His estate, commonly called the Brinkley Mansion, still stands today in Del Rio and has been designated a Texas historic landmark.
Wow.
So, pioneer of radio, like legit pioneer of radio in terms of coming up with variety programming, breaking apparently a lot of like up and coming like country and blues artists. That was another thing that I was reading about where they were just like, yeah, he kind of like played on like Sun House, like a lot of blues musicians for the first time.
Wow.
Because the radio station, it was just about selling people goat balls. So he didn't care what was on it. As long as somebody was there, it's like, whatever. As long as I get to say my shit every day, then who cares what else is on this thing? There we go. But yeah, that's John Brinkley, J.R. Brinkley, Kansas hero.
I don't know. All the parallels. That was really great, Rivers. All the parallels between that and how people are right now. And it just, it's funny. We're all like comedians, and we're all not supposed to know anything and be stupid and be clowns for everybody. But it's just so funny that the people who want to be funny and the people who want to know shit know what like a fact is. They're just like, oh, okay. See, our trade is to take facts and make them palatable in a funny way, or exaggerate to do a larger satirical truth.
Yeah.
But there's people who learn that amorphous truthiness, as it were, is something to play with and make money off.
Powerful.
We're fucking stupid as fuck. We're trying to be Voltaire over here. And this guy's just like, put dog balls in your ass. Do something,
prey on an insecurity amongst men where it's like, got a weak jizzy stream. Maybe you need to have some dog balls put on your taint or whatever. And then
I'm telling you, he's Andrew Tate, he's Alex Jones, he's Donald Trump, he's Elon Musk. Like he is
like,
every single
exploiting men's insecurities will forever fucking make you $1 million.
He's a confident crowd work comedian.
Oh God! Don't diss him like that. I mean, the guy
he at least came up with some shit.
I know, man.
Boy, what a proud history of grifters we have.
It's crazy, but just reading about a guy who contains multitudes of every flavor of dookie coming from the right wing shitheads at the moment.
And also, it's just like those people exist because even back then, nobody had time to like know stuff. Like you're always busy. You're always doing stuff. Your life is so important to you. Your dumbass kids are important to you. Your education is not important to you because making money is way more important than anybody's education. The only reason why anybody gets an education is to get money. As soon as you get enough education to get money, you stop learning. Period. I don't give a fuck who the fuck you are. So like everybody's been like that forever.
I was gonna say it's kind of coming back to that.
Well, and you notice his platform when he's running for governor is essentially as a class trader, right? Like he's this rich guy who's made all this money as a doctor, and he's just like, no, I want to give money to the working people, which may well have, but at the same time, the only reason he ran for governor is because they took away his fucking radio station. He just wanted to be in the news all the time. Right. So again, that's the Trump thing. It's like, oh, they took away The Apprentice. Fuck you. I'm running for president.
So is the solution for the future let's break down why the Democrats are losers. Is it because the limousine liberal thing finally got over? Like the average dumb shithead American in the Bible Belt thinks that the average liberal, because they have enough time and largesse to think and understand what a fact is, they're the enemy.
Right.
They sit around and think of all these thoughts, and they're the enemy. So, is the solution for the Democrats to start playing country bumpkin? Like, I'm sitting on a bale of hay with a gun on my lap, and I'm just going to tell you about the capital gains tax and how to help those rich bureaucrats in Washington. I think that would work 100% better than.
If the Democrats were like the working class party again, then maybe.
Well, or even faked it, like
faked it.
Like, hey Kamala, is that a Rolls Royce you got out of? Hell no, that's my Jeep.
That's why Tim Waltz worked so well for a couple weeks until they made him stop making fun of Republicans, and then the whole thing fell apart. But like, that's the guy you need. Unfortunately, it's just the folksy guy ever.
The populist appeal is so common too, though. You're representing people who are the large representation of America and being like, you guys have been silenced. I'm going to represent the silenced voices, which is the majority of the people. But if I say that, more people will come out and be like, no one listens to me.
Right. Wait a minute, you didn't like that Negro wizard in Lord of the Rings? You need to get on this train because these guys aren't listening to you, man. Everybody hated that Negro wizard, man.
Even though you are sick and discouraged and feel like that there's no benefit for you and that you have no hope of getting well anymore, you feel encouraged and take heart and realize that if Dr. Brinkley feels encouraged about you, because of Dr. Brinkley's years of experience with thousands of cases that probably are very much like your own, that you should pick up hope and leave immediately and not delay another minute for the Brinkley Hospitals in Little Rock, Arkansas.
We have time for just one more segment, and of course, this is our Jam of the Week. And Sam, you're going to love this one. This is
my friends are stoners.
One of my favorite bands ever.
Hell yeah. This is the Kottonmouth Kings. The weed band to end all weed bands, y'all.
The weed band. If Slipknot and Insane Clown Posse
Just talked about
Just
weed.
talked about weed, yeah.
Just talked about weed, man. Yeah, Kottonmouth Kings. This song,
because they dress up in costumes and shit, right?
no, they're kind of like
they're just white guys who
yeah.
kind of dress like black rappers.
right.
But
Okay.
I also kind of dress like OC beachheads.
Yes.
I thought they wore like contacts.
No,
and
they're
shit.
like white guys with dreadlocks and then like basketball jerseys. So they kind of mix a little bit of the urban flavor with some of the Rasta vibration.
Okay, copy that.
But yeah, this is off of their 2010 album, Long Live the Kings. This song has 8 million views.
God, the fact that they're still making albums
Oh, they're-
in 2010, and I know they're still together.
No,
but-
well, one of them died. Saint Dog is dead.
Wow.
Yeah, I hit a bump in the comments, like where you can see where there's more comments on the little site I use, and I was like, damn, what happened? And then it was because Saint Dog, R.I.P.
Well,
You know?
they've had a rotating cast of members
That's
their
true.
entire career.
Oh, people were pissed when Dirtball came on.
Who would you say is the leader of Kottonmouth Kings?
Well, I don't know. It probably was Saint Dog, and now that he's not anymore, I don't know. Probably Boo Boo Baskin Robbins,
let's not pretend like we know any of their names.
Bitch Slap, definitely Bitch Slap nowadays. But yeah, this song 8 million views, 3,704 comments, and yo, I read every goddamn last one of them. So now let us dive down briefly into the YouTube comments for Kottonmouth Kings Reefer Madness. First up, and I love this name, Super Dark Knight 92.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. He'd like Ed's shirt.
Hell yeah. he says, thumbs up if you're listening to this while eating scrambled eggs with ham and cheese and Tabasco on it. Random, I know, but I'm trying to find the probability of a person doing the exact same thing I'm doing at this current moment. Because I gotta admit, this is a dank ass breakfast, y'all.
I got no one to talk to in the whole world, but I'm
That's
stoned as shit.
You ever thought about how awesome getting high is?
This is just going to be all the equivalent of like the drunk sad comments, but with weed, right?
With weed.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Mustang Scotty from 13 years ago. Kottonmouth Kings are the most real smokers in the music business.
No one can outsmoke the Kottonmouth Kings, bro.
the truth is that it's Chicago, but it's smoking cigarettes.
Yeah.
It's the worst smokers.
He says, I think Lil Wayne smokes a lot of weed, but Kottonmouth King smokes all day, every day. And they were smoking in the mid-90s before it was cool.
It's like the mid-90s when weed wasn't
I
cool.
was like, I think weed's been cool for a while, right? This one,
Lil Wayne, you think you can outsmoke the Kings? I do love it when poor people who don't have access to a lot of weed are like, I could outsmoke you. It's like no one who has weed all the time cares about that.
Not at all.
Soulless Kill from 14 years ago. I showed this to my teacher. She said the video was inspiration for kids smoking the evil drug.
Wait, you showed this to your teacher?
Yeah, the music video, which is just them smoking out of a massive steamroller.
Nice.
And he says, yeah, this is an inspiration.
You said you wanted to show me something, Bradley?
Look at this, stupid. I told her that she's just afraid to let my mind be free. And she asked me if I smoke pot, and I said, no, I medicate. And she asked me to take a seat. Fuck that bitch.
So wait, you did this in the middle of class.
Yeah,
You didn't
yeah.
even call her over. You like raised your hand to be like, let me show the whole class
show this-
something.
Do you smoke weed, Bradley?
No. He says, fuck that bitch. I'll smoke a joint right in her class. I might get expelled, be put in jail, but for what? A dried plant I'm smoking? At least I'm not coming to school drunk. I'm moving to the West to become a cowboy and grow the plant. Free!
What? How long ago was that?
14 years ago.
Oh, he definitely came out here.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of pre-anywhere being legalized comments that I found that are fucking great.
Didn't that guy used to do mics?
I love that's such a new stoner thing to be like, and they criminalized just burning a plant.
Dude,
it's
there's
a natural plant.
so much of that in this fucking comment section. This one is Ja the Broskis from 14 years ago. Every girl I've had so far hasn't liked weed. And you know what I say to that? It's happening. Live with it or leave. Because I ain't changing for anybody. You got to show them who's boss. Weed is better than bitches. Simple math.
Oh, wow.
Okay. All right, guy. Plama Tonto from 14 years ago crashed my dad's car today. It got flipped over the whole time. I felt like shit. A couple hours later, I took some bud up. I feel much better. My parents were easy on me.
Yeah, dude.
They cared more about me being okay than the car.
Bro, totaled my dad's fucking stupid car today. Pissed me off until I fucking smoked weed about it.
Flip my dad's IROC.
Fucking crashed my dad's Honda Civic today.
He wouldn't let me use his truck. Fuck him.
Yeah, no, I got out and fucking rolled a tasty blunt, dude.
This one is
fuck you. Bradley, you need to calm down.
Shut up.
Fuck you.
You know what strain this is?
Yeah, I like the purple shit.
This shit's called liquid ice.
High as fuck.
This one is shining all week, ho. From 13 years ago.
Like the Postal Service.
It says, I would sacrifice myself for weed to be legal forever. Just whenever I'm dead, everybody smoke some weed on my grave. Then grow it by my grave. Oh, and if I'm a ghost, smoke me up, please.
See, so weed makes people depressed and want to die sometimes. And this is a comment from one of those guys. But I do like how he wants to give his life for the greater good of
Of an already legalized thing.
Well, not at the time.
Well, not at the time.
It was 13 years ago. Yeah.
Okay.
Art Moreno, this guy.
Maybe it's happened since that guy sacrificed himself to weed.
That's why. The guy was crucified on a fucking cannabis bush.
Oh, yeah.
Art Moreno, 2 years ago.
He was so high that he did realize the thing that if that happened, people would flock to his grave.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like a celebrity.
I'll pop a CBD gummy and hang out by his grave for a little while.
Kicking rocks.
This guy sounds cool as shit. Art Moreno, 2 years ago, 36 years old.
Fucking Art Moreno, okay?
I've seen these guys at least 10 times. When I smoke, they come to my mind. 2022, I'm still blazing like it's illegal, but now it is legal. Sometimes I find myself being alone in a back alley on a BMX bike or pulled over my lowrider like, hold on, I need to smoke. Hell yeah, Art. Sounds cool as shit, man.
I got to pull over the lowrider because I'm such a badass.
Oh my, that lowrider, that's great note slam. Just fucking they slipping. I moved my giant cock to the side and I told my girl, wait, what's up with this unnecessary detail? God, it's so big I gotta have a Wakandan cock ring. Anyway, I'm just going to school.
I'm just wondering the crossover on guys who ride bikes in alleys and have lowriders. I mean, it can't be that high.
They are from Orange County. If there was ever a place where those Venn diagrams intersected. This guy has a great idea. Damon Seaton, 14 years ago, and he spelled calling with a K, calling out all stoners in America. If we work together and install ourselves into government and the police force in 2016,
shit, he's right, dude.
We can froze the legality of the plant. I'm tired of waiting on these corrupt bastards to do something. I'm going to do it for myself. I love a stoner's like, we should all become cops, man.
Dude.
That's almost a better idea than running for office.
Yeah, well,
you have a better chance of becoming a cop, and you have a better chance of being able to affect stuff on a daily level.
Dude, I mean, number one, that's a great plan, but number two, I think it already happened because you know how the cops are always like fucking scared of shit. They're paranoid.
Yeah.
Oh, this motherfucker got a gun. Oh no.
Just like shielding their eyes and shooting indiscriminately in a direction.
Got a couple more here. Digital Napalm Media says songs like these that help me know where my heart is. I got mad weed tickets.
I love weed.
He says, I got mad weed tickets. The police busted me more times than I can count where I live. Massachusetts. It's a stoner badge of life. Fuck, most people would quit after run-ins with the law I've had, but a cop can't keep me down.
Man, I'll roll up and fuck another blunt with them weed tickets. Dude, fuck them, dude. I love weed.
This guy's got some ideas. Robs to Bobby, 11 years ago. Cannabis, now called a weed. All its wonderful benefits are ignored and dismissed as a weed. A weed has thorns, and it's the public enemy now. Hey, they put thorns on the head of Jesus, and he became public enemy too.
You ever think about that, man?
The people, for no reason, the Son of God, cannabis manifested in the third dimension.
Whoa! So weed's part of the Holy Trinity.
Weed is Jesus.
It's stuff like this that like has people forgetting that like weed is better than alcohol. Like,
absolutely.
It's 1,000% better than alcohol, but it's just people talk like such idiots about weed that there's like, well, we can't have our kids talking like that.
Well, it's also like no one's ever going to ask a drunk to break down the intricacies of alcohol
rules.
and the legalities around it.
Fuck better.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm hilarious when I'm drunk.
Yeah, they would sound just as bad.
Daniel PM, so Daniel at night, 12 years ago.
Sure.
And this is kind of disturbing. I love when my grandfather starts smoking his cigars. He starts choking his lungs out. Meanwhile, I'm hanging around, laughing, smoking a joint with asthma, barely even coughing. He's gonna fucking die, and I won't shed a tear. I just want to smoke weed and leave him in the dust. It's like, Jesus, man.
I want to know
Cigar
what
smoking
else.
piece of shit.
More happened than just the cigar.
This is
I feel like.
this is a one act play that I would watch. Absolutely, just fucking.
Fucking cash my bowl on your grave, motherfucker.
Some fucking old man and a broccoli headed
fucking
Gen Z kid.
Sit on your ornate headstone and fucking hit my one hitter, dude.
I'm gonna snap my one hitter in one thrust.
And finally, we got some raps for you guys. This is
shit.
This is I don't know if this is the real guy, Ed, but Tech 9 2010.
Yeah,
Might,
probably
quick
is.
Kansas City legend perhaps here. 14 years ago. This is a rap I made for 420. Everybody, put your hands in the air. If you're a stoner, so light a bowl for me, because I like to smoke that fucking weed. It gives me the shit I need to let my mind find me and my sprite find me. I think he means spirit, but it's funnier to imagine him just trying to Matilda a sprite across the...
trying to force grab a Sprite.
and to let my soul go free. So
Misspelled, by the way.
yeah, like the sole of your shoe. So light me a bowl. Let's get out of control because it's 420 and I'm going to get me some honey flavored weed and crystal glee. This shit's ironic, like fucking chronic. It's Hip Don Chronics.
You know that guy.
I think you did it. I think you really did it.
That guy gets kicked out of every cipher he tries to get into.
He tries to get into all of them too.
When he says put your hands in the air, they're just like shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, white boy.
He's
Hipped on chronics, right?
He's the only guy in the cipher where they printed his picture off and put it on the wall. Like, do not allow Tech 9 2010 in here.
You know, if he met Tech 9 in real life, he'd be like, let me spit a verse for you.
And Tech 9 would be like, hit him with the mace. He would say to his personal security, take him away from me.
It apparently happens all the time with famous rappers. Guys will just walk up rapping. You know how people will pitch comics
They'll
jokes?
be like, oh, I've got a joke. Oh, that's so much worse, man.
Yeah, they think they're going to get signed to a record contract by just walking up to somebody freestyling.
Oh, God, that's a fucking nightmare. Like,
That's got to be brutal.
well, shout out to all of our...
It's hard to be Gucci Mane.
I know. It's a tough life.
And that's most of the fucking successful rappers could never sell themselves that way. Just imagine you're up with somebody who's like, yeah. There's no way you can see it. That was really going to work like that.
Oh, well, yeah, that is Reefer Madness by the Kottonmouth Kings, our jam of the week. Ed Greer, where can people find you online?
I have a podcast called The Greatest Pod. You
Yes.
can check that out on all the podcatchers. Check me out. My website is edgreerdestroys.com, and you can check out my little touring dates and stuff, which is mostly just places around town.
Carter, where can people find you online?
You can find me on Instagram. I'm still on there. Facebook, you know, it's probably you can find me on like all the biggins. I sporadically delete the apps off of my phone and I check them on my
call.
computer now like an idiot. But,
All right.
It helps you be on there less.
It does. But I did. A friend was in town recently, and I missed like their entire. He tried to get in touch with me through Instagram Messenger, and I completely missed their visit because of it. But,
yeah, see, that's one downside.
yeah.
See, big social media hires people to be your friend and then try to contact you through the thing. So now you have this what's that? A fear of missing out. You got
Yeah.
FOMO of a stupid fucking app that takes all your time.
Dude,
See,
as soon as I re-downloaded it because I was afraid that was going to happen again, I've been like sucked right back into the vortex. I'm like, I'm going to fucking delete it again.
One time I got locked out of my old account, had to make a new one. Finally, when I got back into my first account, I had missed booking messages. And I was like, oh my God, this has ruined my life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how they do.
Sam, where can people find you online?
Instagram, Sam Harder 666. You can find me on Blue Sky, Slam Harder, not the Nazi site. What else can you find me on? The Goods from the Woods YouTube page every Thursday at 5. We're hanging out. We're doing fun things. Rivers, what are you doing this Thursday?
I'm working again,
Fucking
but
piece of shit.
I don't think I'm all the way on the west side. I think I'm just in Westwood, so I think I might be able to make it back before. And we got daylight savings time coming, not this week but next week, so that will expand the possibilities for what we can do on Thursday on the stream. So maybe go down to Venice Beach if I ever have a Thursday off. Well, yeah, you can find me on most forms of social media at Rivers Langley. So go find me there. And as I mentioned, Seattle, hey, mark this date on the calendar. I don't know at the venue, but I'm doing Andy Awancio's show on May 11th, and I'm going to be trying to set up some more dates around the Pacific Northwest. So look for me. I'm coming up there, and then I'm coming back down south, have some dates down there as well. Hopefully make a little Don't Tell appearance down in Pensacola at some point. We might be doing that. But yeah, buy a shirt, prowrestlingtees.com/thegoodspod. Make you look skinny on TV. Join the Discord, linktree.com/thegoodspod. Best way to support our show. Hey, if you're watching this, you are already doing it in the best way possible. But if for some reason you have not, head over to Apple Podcasts or Spotify, because the second best way to support our show is to leave a comment, 5 stars only, rate, review, and subscribe. Show the attitude of gratitude, because if you do not have the attitude of gratitude, Daddy, the Lincoln dentist is putting your ass to sleep. The Goods from the Woods was recorded and edited by me, Rivers Langley. You can find our show on Twitter at The Goods Pod. Our theme song was composed by Jonas, the Space Cowboy.
This was a Brain Freeze podcast.